Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another Truth by Billie Beene special report. This is a new YouTube channel for me. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. NATO, US, UK involved in that recent Nordstrom 1 and 2 event. Are they going for World War III? And the deep state, are they tonight going to bomb certain locations inside the U.S. to get a declaration of war? Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot subscribers, Dutch Sense, Smoothie 12, Andre Martyanov, Alex Mercouris, Alexander Christeferou, Dr. William Mount, Beforeitsnews, Charlie Ward, Mike Adams, and an interview by David-Stacey Whitehead of 107. So let's get started. And so we recently have heard about the explosion of the N1, N2, Nordstrom 1 and 2 pipeline from Russia coming into Germany, and it was blown up. So now by December, the families inside Germany can reasonably expect to see their children freezing to death and starving in Germany and the rest of Europe. So we have Russia. I'll draw you a map. We have, this would be Finland, Sweden, Norway. Over here we have Denmark, Germany. We have the Baltic Sea. We have the two pipelines coming down from here to Germany. N1, N2. N1 and N2, Nordstrom 1 and 2 pipelines. And actually, the first one is two parallel lines, so actually it's three pipelines. And in my recent video, I put out, it showed the JV individual making a statement in July. Nordstrom 2 will never operate. And we saw Victoria Nuland making a statement sometime in December of 2021. The same thing. It's not going to be allowed. So now, these were both blown up close to an island. And we understand the economic zone is Denmark, Sweden, Germany. And they're doing investigations. But China and other nations are coming out saying that's not good enough. It needs to be an independent international group investigating this. Because look, all these members are part of NATO. And we've come to understand that inside Ukraine is going on a proxy war of NATO and the US. So now we have this. We have Dutch Sense. He does earthquakes, and when the explosions went off a few days ago, it did register on some seismic graphs as a 2+ earthquake. And Dutch is saying, yes, you can have seismic events that could cause a rupture of pipelines, but not explosions. Okay. Charlie Ward, like many others, is coming out and saying it's sabotage. But this is new information to me. Even though these pipes have been sabotaged, and we understand now they cannot be repaired. So, to redo them, Russia would need to spend billions of dollars. But all that gas that's bubbling up in this area, Germany still has to pay for it according to their contract. So that's going on. Now, we have 107 was interviewed by David-Stacey Whitehead. And what 107 is saying is that yes, there was a new pipeline opened going from Norway. We have Ukraine and we have Poland in this area. So supposedly it's going to be shipping to Poland. But we understand Poland, and this N1, N2 was to carry gas to Germany and also the Netherlands, that many people call Holland. So it's cutting off energy to multiple nations. So now, yeah, and 107 is bringing this out, and other sources that, there was a Duran interview. I believe that was with a Mr. Barnes, who's an attorney and used to work for the U.S. government judicial branch, who says, look at who benefits. And we have this. Mike Adams is talking about, there's been a big move by the deep state, hasn't there, to take out the food processing locations, weather manipulation, and to take out fertilizer from remember what happened in Sri Lanka? Yeah, they started taking out their fertilizer a couple of years ago to destroy their economy. So, taking out the ways for energy to be produced in Ukraine and other European nations that can produce and use fertilizer. Okay, now Alexander Christeferou is bringing this out, and I remember this, and I'll draw you a map. So we have Russia, we have Ukraine, we have Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. We have Kaliningrad, which is a Russian enclave. And just a few months ago, Lithuania said, we're not going to allow you, Russia, to ship by rail or road to Kaliningrad. So Russia said, fine, I'll just use the waterway, which is Finland, Sweden, Norway. This is the Gulf of Finland. Goes down to the Baltic Sea. And then what we saw were NATO ships in this area. And recently, when that N1, N2 blast occurred, we had that report from Hal Turner that a U.S. ship that's been in this area doing NATO exercises for several months, the Kearsarge, was seen around the pipeline, this coming down the pipelines, as was a German military ship, Navy ship. Now, Dr. William Mount Hal Turner brought this out, Dr. William Mount brought this out, and Dr. William Mount also brought out some information about the UK, England. It's also part of the NATO. Now, what Alexander Christeferou was bringing out was that when Russia was going to be shipping here, and we saw, and I brought that out, a setup by NATO, we had Estonia and we had Finland saying, what we're going to do, we're going to get some heavy-duty, long-range missiles, and we're just going to take out the Russian ships. Hello, Estonia and Finland. That is active war. And what had Russia been doing to Estonia and Finland? Nothing. But, weren't they part of the shadow NATO? Absolutely. Now, Dr. William Mount is bringing this out, that with regard to the bombing of the Nord Stream 1 and 2, that those bombs, here's Russia, here's Germany, here's the pipelines. So the bombs were most likely put in place months ago, and that would correlate with the NATO exercise, Neptune Shield, and other activities going on in that area. And he's saying they would have to already be rigged, but he's bringing out new intel. Who did the remote control to blow them up? Where did that come from? Dr. William Mount is alleging UK, England, part of the shadow NATO. So that's going on. And so other sources are bringing this out, including a global article, which is an English version put out by China, saying it was the U.S. and NATO because they want to get a war going. So we have that going on, and they want that timing down right now because September 30 is when the U.S. dollar is completely destroyed. So Dr. William Mount says that the deep state is desperate and they want a declaration of war by midnight tonight, September 30. And Dr. Mount is saying that he believes certain locations are going to be rigged to be bombed, so then the deep state, the JB actor operating on behalf of the deep state inside the United States, can say, oh, it was Russia, Russia, Russia. And also, Dr. Mount is reporting that now inside Russia, all the U.S. consulates and embassies are being closed. So the American citizens are moving out. And so what are the locations that Dr. Mount believes will be blown up possibly tonight? That would be Fort McPherson. These are the command and control centers. That's in Atlanta, Georgia. And then the deep state says, oh, it was Russia, Russia, Russia. We need a declaration of war. Washington, D.C., even though it's been empty since January of 2021. Langley. And the Pentagon. So we need to have a heads up to everyone who's working at those locations tonight. And we'll see how this goes. So this ends my special report. I love you, and I'll see you soon.